What innocent thing did your parents hide from you that came back 20 years later? My parents told me I was allergic to dogs, and that's why we could never have one. For 18 years, they'd rush me away from any dog we encountered, claiming even brief contact could trigger a severe reaction. Mom carried an EpiPen everywhere, and Dad would cross streets to avoid dog walkers. I grew up believing I had a life-threatening condition that made me fundamentally different. Then during college, my roommate's golden retriever jumped on me during move-in day. I braced for the allergic reaction that never came. No hives, no breathing problems, nothing. When I called my parents panicking about the exposure, there was a long, uncomfortable silence before Mom said, "Oh, well, maybe you outgrew it. Something felt wrong." I got tested at the campus health center. The results were clear. No dog allergies whatsoever. I'd never had them. When I confronted my parents during winter break, they exchanged a look of pure panic mixed with guilt I'd never seen before. "We can explain everything when you're older," Dad said firmly. "Some things are complicated." That cryptic non-answer haunted me, but I eventually stopped pushing and got distracted by college life. Fast forward 20 years. I'm now a successful veterinarian running my own practice, married with twin 10-year-old boys who are obsessed with dogs. Our house is basically a zoo. My parents visit regularly and show no signs of the old allergy concerns, which only deepened the mystery. Last month, Dad was diagnosed with early-stage dementia. While helping Mom organize his medical records, I found a folder labeled Tommy Emergency Contacts buried deep in their filing cabinet. Inside were documents that made my blood run cold. Police reports from when I was 6 years old detailed a vicious dog attack involving a neighbor's pit bull that had severely traumatized the child. Medical records showed I'd been hospitalized for 3 days, not from physical injuries, but from severe psychological trauma and selective mutism. But the most shocking document was a letter from a child psychologist dated 6 months after the attack. Tommy has developed an intense phobia of all dogs, regardless of size or breed, and becomes catatonic when he sees them. However, he's also expressing guilt about being broken and different from other children. I recommend framing this as a medical condition rather than psychological trauma to preserve his self-esteem. There were session notes spanning 2 years of therapy I had no memory of. The final note read, "Tommy no longer shows fear responses to dogs in controlled settings, but the family has decided to maintain the allergy explanation, as he seems more comfortable with a medical reason than confronting psychological trauma." The folder also contained something that shattered my heart, a handwritten letter from 8-year-old me to Santa, asking him to please cure my dog allergy so I can be normal like other kids and not broken anymore. Yesterday, I sat down with Mom and showed her what I'd found. She broke down completely. "You didn't speak for months after that attack," she sobbed. "When you finally started talking again, you'd have panic attacks just seeing dogs on TV. The therapist helped you overcome the fear, but you were so ashamed of being scared that you preferred thinking you were allergic. You said allergies weren't your fault, but being afraid was. Today, I realize every confident moment of my childhood was built on my parents' carefully constructed foundation of protection."